Human trafficking is believed to be the third largest criminal activity in the world. The National Human Trafficking Hotline defined human trafficking as a form of modern-day slavery in which traffickers use force, fraud, or coercion to control victims for the purpose of engaging in commercial sex acts or labor services against his or her will. An average 600,000 to 800,000 women, children, and men are bought and sold across the world every year. 50% of those people are children. That is 1.2 million children. There are 20.9 million victims of trafficking worldwide and 1.5 million victims in the United States. There are many physical and mental problems human trafficking victims face after they are saved, such as health problems, depression, drug and alcohol addiction, and etc. What drives human trafficking? What causes people to participate in this? The push factors, which are factors that leave people with no choice, are poverty, vulnerability, corruption, and conflict. The pull factor, which are factors that help determine choices, are employment opportunities. People who fall into these factors have unhappy home situations like an abusive family or their family is in debt. Many youths run away from these problems and engage in survival sex to stay alive, and often find themselves vulnerable to traffickers. These are the most common causes that drive human trafficking. Human trafficking is fueled by a demand for cheap labor services and for commercial sex. How can we solve these problems? The easiest way to prevent human trafficking is to keep a lookout for anything that looks suspicious. If your friends or family members talk to you about something, don't ignore it, get them help. If you are in trouble, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. If you are in great danger, the best option is to call the police. To help stop human trafficking around the world, Kevin Bale suggested that we should reduce governmental corruption in both origin and destination countries, population control measures, especially poverty reduction, and tackling international inequalities in wealth. To take action, we need to reduce poverty to a low extent. Human traffickers generate billions of dollars in profits by victimizing millions of people in the United States and around the world. They turn to criminal work to sustain money. Human trafficking is also against the 13th Amendment, which is neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist in the United States. The world does not do enough action to help stop this. For example, Angel Campos Tellez, a 27-year-old man who was an illegal alien from Mexico, admitted to leading a prostitution ring of more than 100 trafficked women, was sentenced on June 21, 2013 to only 46 months in prison. Him and his men beat, drugged, and pimped out women in the United States and only received 3.5 years in prison. It is important to realize that we are not taking this seriously. There should be a heavier punishment for people who are convicted of human trafficking. There should be a fear factor for committing such crime. 3 years in jail is no punishment for the horrible crime they committed against other human beings. We need to spend more time counseling the community about the hazards that they potentially face when they expose themselves to unsafe situations. We can do this by educating kids in the community and teaching parents skills on how to keep their children safe. Human trafficking is dangerous, ineffective, and a harm to today's society. Human trafficking is a threat to today's society, and it is important for us to stop it before it develops into even more of a risk for all global citizens.